Good morning. Someone asked me about support and resistance, and some of you know that I really don't discuss it because like I said in the last video, I touched on support and resistance. That if I showed you how to use support and resistance and then let you try it, you would have it different than me. Is because I look at the chart differently than you would. Everybody does. But I am going to talk a little bit about it because I do think it could help you. I just suggest you think about it as a zone and not a line. It's going to be an area, not just a specific spot. And the way I usually look at my support and resistance, if you look at this chart, I consider support and resistance like major pullbacks or a bunch of touches in a certain area. Like start from here, you go all the way down, and then it pulls back up. That was a major pull up. I would put a line here, and this is how I say different people do it different ways. That's why I say that you should do a zone and not just a specific spot. It's because some people will tell you to put it on the wicks itself. Put it on the wicks, the very top of the wick. Other people tell you to put it on the bar. I say you could do both. Do both because it's more of a zone. So when it comes into this zone area, if it cuts up through it, then you know it's going to possibly keep traveling up. If it breaks, comes in the zone area and breaks down, then it's going to continue going down. So that's how I do it. Major pullbacks. You can see them. You can practically, if you can eyeball them, that's usually where you'll set your lines at. And I will say, consider it a zone. But what I really want to talk to you about is the bigger picture. And I believe most people, when they teach support and resistance, they're teaching you how to set it up on an hour chart or a 15-minute chart, daily chart, 4-hour chart. But I recommend everybody the last day of the month go to your chart for the following month. You're going to be looking for what to do the following month. So now I'm going to show you. We're going to go to a monthly chart, and then we're going to set up our support and resistance. And I believe the monthly support and resistance is the most strongest there is, but you still got to watch what you do. This will help you in your spot forex. If any of you do trade spot forex, we do trade it. But if you guys trade it, I really suggest you do this. And if you're trading Nadex, you can use this also. We are going to go to a monthly chart. I've made a video a long time ago explaining this, but someone asked me recently about support and resistance. We do have an indicator that we do provide. If you ask for it, you can find it anywhere. It's just a plain simple support and resistance, but it is a zone and not just a single line. It's a box zone. But we're going to go to a monthly chart. And now that you know the major pullbacks and stuff, where you should set an area up at, we go to the monthly chart, and you can see the pullbacks. We're going to just mark them up here real quick, and I'm going to show you why I think looking at a monthly chart is very powerful. And why I say it's very powerful, this is the main reason here, is because you can see on a wide monthly basis it goes up, comes down where it hits. Now, if it comes close to see where it's been ranging at most of the time, way back in 2015, it was in this area, all the way to 2017, it finally went up to this area, and then in 2018 it started to come back down here, and it's been floating in this zone again. So you can see that after you set your support up, that it looks like it's, it's getting ready to touch your support. So this month's just about up. What do you think's going to happen the following month? Chances are it's going to go up. Because it's going to hit there and go up. So let's really take a look at it. We're going to go down to a lower time frame. Here's a weekly. See, it hit it. What happened this week? It started to go up. Let's go to daily. Oh, look at that. Okay, down here it fell. It touched it. So if you would have entered when it touched it, you would have won that one. Yeah, that daily. If you would have got into that line there, because it's support line, boom, you would have won that one. You couldn't have got into that because it didn't touch your support line. Here you probably would have lost because it closed on the line. The next day you would have bought because of where it was at. It did not break it, so you would have bought. And then here it came down again and touched it and closed above it. Here it closed right on it, came back up. Look, up, up, up. So it just keeps on touching that. Now I can say, considering everything that's going on in the world right now, it could technically come back down into this zone here, and hit this line and go back up. But I believe that it's going to go up because it's trying to do it already. Go down to day. Let's go down to 4 hours. You see it keeps coming down, comes down, comes down, comes down, comes down, and it keeps coming up, keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. Hour, you can see every time it goes down, it always comes back up. Every time it goes down, it comes back up. It's because you're looking at the monthly and using the monthly line, support and resistance. Now, you're not always going to get something like this. You're going to get it to where it closes right in the middle, and then you're not really going to know. That's when you need indicators that tell you possibility of what direction it's going to go. But if you come here at the end of the last day of every month, you come here, and when it gets close to whatever's structure area, and then you can know what to do. Okay, boom, I'm going to buy here. I'm going to buy next month. And wouldn't it be nice just to be able to place one trade on spot Forex and go up? And wouldn't it be nice, okay, well, boom, chances are it keeps coming up, touched it, went up, came back down, went up, came back down, goes up. So now when it comes to Nadex, what you could do is you go to your weekly and see, okay, it hit here, I'm going to buy the weekly strike price up here. And if you have know what the average weekly movement is, and then you can actually determine, okay, if it moves 1,000 pips, well, I'm gonna move up 500 pips because it hit this line. So now instead of buying where the line's at, I'm gonna go 500 pips if it was moving 1,000 pips a week, I'd cut it in half and set my working order, or actually get it, because you'll be able to get it for really cheap, and then do it that way. Or you can buy the closest one to this line for a weekly, and then you could go to your day and be like, okay, it hit here today, it closed, okay, today I'm going to get in it, a buy, boom, until it breaks this line. You're going to continue to buy. But I think the monthly is the most important support and resistance. If you're going to use support and resistance, I just tell everybody when they ask me about it, we really don't teach it, because if we do teach it, we teach you, just like I showed you, a zone and not just one solid line. Because here you would just basically, this would be your zone, because your wick came all the way down here, so it come into this area, chances are it's going to bounce off and come back up. If it breaks it, chances are it's going to stay broke. Not always, because there is fake outs and everything else. You're not saying 100% or anything, because like I said, it's a monthly chart, and you're looking at monthly structure. If right anywhere, if it's in the middle here, you don't know what to do unless you have indicators on your chart. But right now we're just talking about the support and resistance. So you would wait and wait and wait and wait. Okay, boom. But in spot forex, this is how I made tons of money, is just looking at a monthly chart. Yeah, you don't get in a whole lot of trades, but you're in a trade for the whole month. But that's what I recommend. And then you can always use a weekly support to trade dailies. If you're going to trade 4 hours, I recommend you use daily support. If you're trading 1 hour, I suggest you do 4-hour structure, support and resistance. And if you're going to do 5-minute trading, I would have 15 minutes and 30-minute structure. If you're on a 1-minute chart trying to trade 5 minutes, I would have the 15-minute structure. But I always look at a monthly chart. That's just my tip for you guys. It seriously will help, because you'll be able to see the structure a lot better. Be like, okay, I see where it's at, because you can just tell where it's at. Here's some, right there some, and right here's really good structure. And if it breaks it, okay, you would want to hurry up and get out of your trade if you got in it right now, and then wait till it hit this structure. If it broke it, and then you're going to wait until the other structure. But you can usually see like here, right here's structure. You put a line here because it would be a zone. Here's your other zone. You see it came down, didn't touch it, but it came close, went back up the following month. Tried to go up to it, but it didn't make it, so you wouldn't have got into no trade. This one you probably would have got into, because you said, oh yeah, it's pretty close, goes up. Here, boom. Probably wouldn't have got into it because it's pretty in the middle to me, but you can see it's going up. I would have hoped it would have came down to around here, or right like that. But I always look at a monthly chart. That is what I'm just trying to point out. This is the best structure you'll ever get. All right, that's it about this. This will be the last video I have about support and resistance, because like I said, people ask me, I tell them all the time, yes, it works, but no, it does not. It all depends on the individual and how you use it. You guys have a good one.